Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Funky Marketing Show. Today, I have the pleasure of hosting of one of the people that is constantly, in my feed wherever I come up on LinkedIn. Started to wonder if he ever sleeps. Then I saw that he's a morning person as I am, and I'm seeing him talking about lots of stuff not many people are talking about. So basically, growing a company by focusing on fundamentals, making LinkedIn work by combining relationship with people and outbound and all those kind of different stuff. So join me in welcoming Steven to the show, and we're gonna dive deeper into all of these things.
Good
Man,
morning.
welcome to the Funky Marketing Show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, I usually wake up at like 3:30, just
Oh,
because I can get some
that's
time.
early
So
even for me.
yeah, well, I get to clients in EMEA and all over on that side. We can kind of tie off at the end of the day, and it's good to get a pot of coffee down by usually 5 o'clock. I'm on to the second pot when the kids are starting to wake up and stir. So I'm happy to be here. It's awesome, man. So thanks for having me.
Uh, it's been a long time coming. I feel like we,
Yeah.
we arranged this. Then I have some, I don't know. I kind of experienced the perfect storm with my ear almost rupture, and then I don't know, like the whole left part of my face was paralyzed for a week. It was a scary thing, but
Wow.
hopefully, like week of the medicines and therapy, and I'm back to the 100%. So that's good.
Modern modern medicine is crazy because it's mostly good and somewhat bad, right? If it's used for that purpose, you go, thank God. Thank God, because you're okay, man. So I'm glad you're back and fully there because you're in my feed all the time as well. And I think, you've been one of those people. If I look at 4 or 5 marketers who get, there's the Chris Walker era with Refine Labs. Chris has taken the US and the world by storm. And I would say that the
Yeah.
use of the world, I put you in that top 5 of people who get this business and who are talking about it and sharing. There's a lot of people who do this business well, but very few people give the tips that they've learned away for quote unquote for free. And that's how I learned, was watching people like you over the last 5 years and just studying and digging in and learning everything I possibly could.
Same here, and talking and working with lots of people. Like I was on a podcast with one of the guys here from Serbia, well-known influencer in the marketing space, somebody who like 15 years ago started translating articles from English to Serbian and introduced marketing to the modern marketing and digital marketing here to this region. Even that was enough.
Yeah.
But like he asked me, we were talking for half an hour and a half or two, something like that, and he asked me like, when we finished, how do you know all this stuff? It seems like you know what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
I work with people, I work with companies, I talk with them every single day. So of course there I know what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting how people are looking at it. But like sharing things, it's a necessary spice, so that people become the part of your journey, and
Hmm.
and start to look at you as a teacher. That's what I
Yeah.
like to say.
Yeah, the practitioners, there's the people on LinkedIn who, every day are telling you something to do, and there's this issue of credibility, right? Where people go, well, how do I know that that actually works? Or is this just somebody talking about, they're rambling on and pontificating about this and that? And I always say, if it works, it doesn't matter if it's working for them or not. If I can gain knowledge from somebody and it's something I can apply, I don't care if they're successful or not. They helped me, they helped other people. And so I don't get caught up in all the drama of credibility with people because I just say, that's not for me to decide. If there's good information out there, it should be obvious. Um, and like yesterday, they released the best of LinkedIn 2020. It's like homecoming all over again. Everybody's like, yay! And today they forget about it, and we all get to go back to work. And I didn't even know that was going on because I always go. Someone said, "Are you mad you didn't make it?" I said, "I didn't even know it was a thing." There's so many best of polls and year-end polls. I said, I'm happy for those people who won, but if I look at the list, I go, I don't know who those people are. Some of them I
Yeah.
really respect. but I'm going to follow all of them because obviously they have something that they can offer that a lot of people have seen and can appreciate. So I don't get caught up in I call it homecoming. Like I don't need a crown. I don't need anybody to give me any award like you. I mean, we built this business on LinkedIn. That's more than enough. Like we've been
Exactly.
so blessed. We have 32 clients, over $400,000 a month now in MRR. Now, this isn't SaaS, as you know, so it's not like we're pulling down 80% margins. Um, our margins are, say, half of that at best. I mean, we're in the services business, so we come and get the living shit beat out of us every day by our clients in a good way. And so it's like sometimes people are like, is LinkedIn working for you? I say, oh, yeah. Not only are we getting business, but I'm meeting people like you so we can make our business better. And that community, man, I haven't seen anything like it that you can apply professionally and personally in my life. So I'm just blown away by it.
Exactly the same things that I'm seeing. And like we were talking a little bit before the start, like I'm coming out from the small city. I know
Hmm.
that you are as well. And
Yeah.
like even here in Serbia, like the big cities, nobody consider me as relevant because I'm not in the big city. And I
Yeah.
was running an agency, Canadian based, from my hometown, from my room that I had since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I was doing social selling and all kind of sales on LinkedIn on top of the marketing, because at one moment as a GM I needed to take over the sales.
Yep.
And back in 2013 to 15, like we had this automation tool that comes to your profile, stays for like 20 seconds just to kind of imitate the living person. And
Yep.
then if that person kind of think that you are interesting, they come to your profile, then you start connecting with them. But then
Yep.
I realized, like I need more than just business. So I went
Mm.
to Twitter, then I saw, these guys loves fishing, these guys loves MBA as I do. So I get to those conversations, and then I saw how things are going. But I needed to move to the bigger place, so I get the recognition here in the community. And
Yeah.
now after pandemic, everything changed. You can work
Yeah.
from wherever. If you do have results, if you share them, you will get the recognition and you will have the
Yep.
growth.
Pay it forward. That's what they say. That's an awesome, it's number one. I love the NBA too. So we can talk about that. The Minnesota Timberwolves are my team. So, I'm destined for failure every year. Although Anthony Edwards is an amazing
Yeah. Do
second
you
year
know? Do
player.
you know that you know Darko Milicic?
Yeah. Oh, I love Darko.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has an apartment in the building next to mine. I'm meeting him like every few days here in the
Oh,
yard.
that's awesome. He's kind of tall. He's 7'2", right? 7'1".
Yeah, man.
Uh, that's awesome. Yeah. So I mean, I live in a city of 220,000 people in the middle of South Dakota. And if you don't know where that is, if you've ever heard of Mount Rushmore, the president's faces, that's on the other side of the state. And between here and there is a 5.5 hour drive of nothing. There is nothing but a few gas stations and a few exits to towns. And half of the town is between two hospitals. So call it 80,000
Hmm.
people work at the two hospitals. Another 35,000 work for call centers like banking, finance. And so you've got another 100,000 people who do other things. And we only have 4 startup companies in our little city. But, like you said, I can work here. I mean, when I had this idea, probably like you, I was working out of my son's bedroom in a pandemic because that's the only place I could do it. And we ended up selling $168 million worth of medical equipment for somebody who had hired me to help spin up an inside sales team. And I said, well, I'll see what I can do. And I looked at the opportunity. I said, you guys, there's the top 100 healthcare systems are all struggling to get the masks and the gloves. And there was a couple of importers who really knew how to get this stuff in. I mean, legally and totally, from the manufacturer. And I said, I need about $20,000 a month to spend on a tech stack, and I'll configure everything, the automation, the calls, the bots. And 3 months later, we hired 46 SDRs and salespeople, and we were doing roughly, call it, 10 to 20 million dollars in sales a month. And I kind of had to stand back and go, how did this all happen? Like, these are people I met on LinkedIn who are trusting me to build their business. I'm getting $8 million wired to the bank by a hospital. That's scary. You're like, okay, now what do I do with it? It wasn't my bank account, but either way, we learned a lot. And that's how this company formed, because through that experience, I realized that you can do business with anybody across the world. And nobody doesn't do business with me because I'm from South Dakota. Much like with you, nobody's saying, hey, I can't do business with you because you don't live in a city. They don't care anymore. All the rules have changed overnight.
Yeah, actually, I had all kind of experience related to that, especially now going after the US market. You
Mm-hmm.
know, because US companies want to have cases and testimonials only from the US clients and
Mm-hmm.
want to talk only with the US based companies. So, uh, I mean, I used it as another narrative for the story to kind
Mm-hmm.
of, start solving those things out. But
Mm-hmm.
it's, like I feel like European companies sometimes have bigger issues and bigger problems than US companies have. There are so many more
Yeah.
obstacles for them,
Right.
and it for me sometimes it's more relevant to share the case that I have done for the European company than the US company. But that's how things work, and sometimes you have to adjust to be able to make a change in the future.
What is let's talk about that for a second, because I think a lot of people want to know, like with currency conversion, right? I know for a fact that if somebody comes to me from India, um, amazing, country, great, smart people, we're not going to get a deal done because the dollar exchange is so off that our price is going to be 2 or 3x the money. And so we've never got a customer in India, and I don't think we ever will. Uh, because of the currency conversion. How do you handle that in your business? I'm curious, because US currency versus what's going on in, Serbia or anywhere else in EMEA. How does that impact when you approach the US market? Because I know when we go to Europe, it's okay. The currency conversion equals out. It's like an equalizer. But there's other things outside of currency, like is it GDRP and all the calling compliance rules. If we call someone at 5:01 p.m., they are pissed off. They're
Yeah.
eating dinner with their family. In the US, everybody's working, all the time. So tell me about that, because I mean, I want to learn, and I'm sure somebody listening would love to learn how that's working out for you.
Yeah, it's been an interesting thing. Like, look, our pricing on a website is for the US based companies,
Okay.
and in a way it's made that it scares away people who want to go with the lower budget,
Yeah.
because like right now, I mean, we are reading during the website and pricing and everything. Probably tomorrow it will go out, but right now is $5,000 a
A
start,
month.
which,
Yeah.
yeah, which they don't get basically many things. They get the templates and us to
Yeah.
tell them how to do things,
Okay.
but it's because it creates the mindset with which they come to me and they say, aha, okay, so this is the pricing. Maybe we don't have enough, but we want to work with you, or
Yeah.
how can we make it work, but looking at the companies from Serbia and Europe, we basically eliminate the companies that that are below the something that's average for us,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
and it's good because those companies aren't a fit. And
Hmm.
but for Serbia, if I want to work with a company and they have a perspective,
Hmm.
I need to lower the prices.
Right.
Very, very often I need to lower the prices because there are good companies in Serbia that will
Hmm.
be large, be better in the future. They have a huge potential, but right now they're hiring in Serbia,
Yeah.
and based on that, they don't have enough, to pay somebody much less. But
Yeah.
also, why I have this pricing, because if I want to hire people from from around the globe, and there's a growing need for that.
Yeah.
um, I need to have the higher prices than they are in Serbia. Like, somebody comes and somebody says to somebody who is junior in my eyes and in my team, like, come work for us. I'll give you 2,000 euros a month,
Hmm.
and I don't think they are above 1,000 euros for a
Hmm.
seller a month,
Yeah.
for example. because they have been working in marketing for like 4 months in their life.
Yeah.
And that's how the market is. So to be
Hmm.
able to attract the right people, I need to go
Yeah.
up with the prices so I can actually pay the people even more than they are worth sometimes,
Yeah.
just to to have them for the longer period of time, and for me to be able to see the impact they are making. And
Yeah.
when it comes to all kind of things like reaching out to people, cold calling, cold emailing, there are all those things related to GDPR and those kind of things in Europe that you need to always have that in mind and always be
Hmm.
careful about those things.
Yeah, it's interesting about the currency issue. I think it's so relevant now because everybody, I mean, I always look at is cryptocurrency the great equalizer here where we're all on a level playing field. We've not yet done a crypto transaction, but I've thought with our employees, for example, a lot of people are doing a traditional 401k. I mean, I think that's a worldwide thing. Maybe it's just in the US, but I said, you know what? We should consider something different, which is okay, a 401k is great, but what if we gave them the option for every month to have crypto invested in them in a company matching stock, right? So our accounts growing together. It's just so early on that I think a lot of people would say, I don't quite understand it. We have other people on our team who have kids who are trading cryptocurrency and making, $2,000 a week. I go, this world has changed. I couldn't make $200 a month as a paper boy delivering newspapers as a kid. Um, and now people are trading cryptocurrency and mining it and making $6,000 to $8,000 a month while they're in high school. That's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy. And I love that you grow that way. Listen, we pay in the U.S. dollars for our BDRs, our outsourced, and we have 18 now. On target earnings are $100,000 a year. Um, 2 years ago, an average salary for that was 55, 60K. Now we, like you, go up market, and I will tell you this is 20% of them don't work out, and we know within 3 days. We don't fire them right away, of
Yes.
course, but we've had some negative impact with attrition. And I don't know if you've seen that. Like you said, you've lost a couple people, but nobody has time, in this services business to say, oh, we'll teach you for months and months and months. You got to show up, put up. You want to learn and be curious. I mean, if someone wants to work with you, there's a huge benefit to that. They're going to learn from you. And it's not an arrogance thing. It's just the reality of the situation. They're getting an education and they get to show up and do this every day. I'm still going to keep the pay where it's at because I think it's the right thing to do. But man, I mean, prices are going up and inflation, and we've maxed our customers out. Our entry point for doing business with us is $12,000 a month. And some people go, "You're crazy," and I'm like, "Yeah, we are." I mean, I guess we are because our operating costs for that deal are $8,200. So before we make a penny, most people are less expensive than us, and I say, "Well, great, you should go with them." When we're not the fit, and that's tough for some people to hear. I think they want lowest price, and you know what you get with that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like we've been getting lots of referrals from Refine Labs,
Yeah.
because Refine Labs is too expensive for them, and I don't consider us as less expensive. But
Hmm.
it seems like I don't know the pricing of Refine Labs, not to get into that, but
It's a minimum of $20,000 to spend on ads alone because they're. I
yeah.
talked to Chris and he goes $20,000 a month. If you don't have it, we're more than likely not the right fit for you.
Yeah, yeah, and then they say go to Nemanja and Funky Marketing.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's great.
I talk with lots of, and I consider that good thing. Not Chris and his team can change the industry themselves. Not me and my team. Not if we add even 5 companies in the mix. So there's a
Hmm.
space for everybody, and
That's
it's
right.
a good thing that we, if we have the same mindset and think the same way about the things, we can all work together.
That's right. Yeah, I firmly believe that. Hey, Marco had a question. Did you see that? Is crypto
Yeah,
bubble
yeah,
or
yeah.
not?
Marco is a great guy, director of marketing at Pepsi here in Serbia, maybe even the whole region. I don't know.
Oh, cool. Hey, what's up, Marco? Do you invest in crypto at all? I play around with it, honestly. Um, I can tell you right now that today it is going down again, Ethereum. So that's all I know about it. I fully don't understand it. I would be a terrible miner, but you see all these crypto businesses now spinning up. They're going to
Yeah.
get companies to invest a portion of their portfolio into crypto. And that's scary because nobody knows really what's going on with crypto.
Yeah, you are investing in something which is now nothing.
Yeah.
Someday it might be something, but you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's scary. People are used to banks. They want to open up the internet and go, oh, there's my money. And it stays the same unless I spend it, not this roller coaster of up and down. And I think that I think it's interesting. I mean, I think people look at what you do, and if they're on the outside looking in, or what we do, and they don't understand it, it's like crypto to them. They go, I don't get it, but I want it, and I want to get the benefits of it. And then they're going to ask you the question, how do I know it works? Do you guarantee results? And of course, you go, no. I mean, do you guarantee results? Do you drink every time someone drinks a can of Pepsi? Do you guarantee they're going to like it? No, but the majority of them will. So you're going to have a good experience, And so that's the tough part is you get these people and there's performance marketing. And I'd love to get your take on that because I mean, the most money I've ever made in my life was on commission only, but that was just me. I can't run a company with 42 people with healthcare benefits and everything on people paying us for performance because they have lives and families, and they've got to show up. And what do you see? Do you get that question a lot on, oh, we'll pay you for performance?
Actually, I don't. I was getting it before, especially when I was working in another agency which was in performance marketing, and we get that a lot, but it's not sustainable,
Yeah,
and
at
you
all.
cannot do it because there are so many things that me and my team are doing, which
Hmm.
will get results in like marketing will get results in double the time your sales guy will do. The
Hmm.
first sales guy that you get, at least like you give him 3 months to get a first sale, for example.
Yeah, 90 days.
Marketing needs 6 months, but if we get advertising in the mix and other things, we can make it fast forward. But
Hmm.
but still things need to happen. You do things
Yeah.
daily to make it happen at the end of the month. So
Yep.
it's if it's the performance is not there, okay, I mean, you can guarantee things if you are in charge for the whole process, that
Yeah.
everything is in your hand, then
Correct.
okay.
The I've said to people, listen, how about this? If you want performance, we'll do X, but if we go over, you're going to pay us for that too. Because if you want this, you got to do this. And they go, oh, no, 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 no. And I say, okay, great, we'll get to that. And then we stop. They go, no, I don't want that either. I go, okay, what do you want? Why don't you just play a flat fee and you can leave if you don't like it anytime. You're not bound to a contract. I mean, there's a contract, but you can leave at any time.
Yeah,
I said, well, that's our performance guarantee is you can fire us at any time. And anybody who knows anything about business knows that bringing on a client for a month is devastating to lose them right away because of the investment of your people, your time, the assets. I mean, we have $410,000 in business a month, and that's broken up over 32 clients. Our operating costs all sunken in are, well above 300K and up
yeah,
and up. So two clients leave you, three, I mean, God forbid, I mean, you're screwed. You are now running on razor thin margins, and everybody needs to understand business. And this isn't probably what they expected to hear on this show, but cash flow, this money in, money out. I have to hit
yeah,
payroll every 2 weeks. There's no negotiable there. But why is it okay for our clients to pay invoices 4, 5, 6, 10, 12 days late? And now you say, okay, well, if everybody shifts and pays late by 7 days, I'm now floating $500,000 of money that isn't in the bank. And as a startup, you're bootstrapped. I mean, we say we're customer funded, like you, right? Your customers give you money, you perform and go, okay, we'll do it again and again. But at the end of the day, if they don't pay you, I go, well, then we're done. And so like we're gonna shut you off. If you don't pay within 5 days after your date, we shut it off. And they go,
yeah,
what'd you do? Why'd you shut it off? I said, you didn't pay your bill. Well, it's with accounting. And I said, well, go down to accounting, slap them in the frickin' head and say, pay the damn bill. And then we'll
yeah,
go again. It's
yeah.
like,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
because like if you are hiring someone, you already have the money,
That's right.
and it's
Yeah.
that easy, and it's
Yeah.
happening every time. Like when working with software development companies, they are working with I don't know, in General Electric, with all kind of big companies working for them as an outsource partner. and they're like, oh, the way we do it, we have, like, we pay you 20% now, we pay you, 50 in the middle of the month, the rest at the end of the month, or we pay you 50 now. I said, no, everything in advance. That's how we
Yeah.
work, because I don't have 2 years contract with somebody that will support the salaries and everything. I don't
Yeah.
have that. You have
Yeah.
that possibility. I don't have it. So I need to have it in advance. I mean, I had a situation with Canadian based startup that, we just did a 15 days trial,
Mm-hmm.
and in my account, everything was okay. With them,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't. It was a pay thing, but I had to chase them to give me that money for the 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
and everything is okay. It's coming 6 months. I had to wait for that.
Oh my God, for one, yeah, why?
Yeah, it's nothing. It's not that big of a money, but I wanted to make a point. I
Yeah.
could have said, okay, fuck it, leave it out,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
and
Fuck them.
it's very disappointing when you look
Well,
at those things.
you have to also pay your vendors, and if you think about this, and we paid vendors late, and we've had to because people pay us late, and then you're in this battle of. I always just say we invest, call it 25 grand a month in software to make this happen for you, and we've already paid for that. We've already paid for the employees, and so yeah, it's a lot of sunken costs. But anyways, I don't want to get wrapped around cash flow, but it's interesting because it's a waterfall effect.
It
You
is.
pay us late, we pay our vendors late, the vendors pay their employees late, and all of a sudden, you go down the chain. And I always call people and say, I'm sorry, we're not going to be able to pay our bill on time. We're going to pay it 5, 10 days late. Well, Salesforce doesn't care. They're like, great, you know. But these other companies, we always say we pay our people first, our partners second, and then our vendors third. Why? Because we just have to, right? And they always say the good rule of thumb is have 3 months of money in the bank, right, to cover your expenses. And as a startup, that should take about 18 months is what they project for you to get there. And if you can get there by 18 months and have 3 months of operating expense in the bank, you're good. Every customer could leave you and you'd still be able to say, okay, well, I can still pay everybody. Their families are happy. They don't want to kill me. Anyways, I think it's just important to get that out there in the world to let people know, like, if you want to get paid on time, like, I would never pay our employees late intentionally. Like, I mean, unless it's out of my control, they have bills to pay. And so we took a firm stance, and I think most people should. If you don't pay in advance, the answer is sorry, you're
Yeah,
not a fit.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. So tell me a little bit, how did the growth happen? So from what
Yep.
I'm seeing and what I'm
Hmm.
seeing in the feed and reading, it started with you, with your LinkedIn.
Yep.
Basically, the question to the answer to the question that we all hear these days. How did you hear about us? In the
Hmm.
forum or wherever, is through Steve's LinkedIn,
Yeah.
right? So but you are doing something a little bit different over
Hmm.
there than us and all the other
Hmm.
people are doing. You're combining it with phone calls, with
Hmm.
emails, with all the other stuff. So tell me a little
Yeah.
bit about how you do it.
Well, okay. So for our great question, for our clients, we do omni-channel outbound, right? So phone, email, LinkedIn, text. We are the shoemaker's son. For us, I want to give some shout out here to a guy the first guy I followed on LinkedIn, person I should say, was Jake Dunlap.
Oh
Didn't know
yeah,
who he
I know
was.
Jake, great guy.
Awesome guy. I got a text or a LinkedIn message. It made my day. It was at 12:03 a.m. last night. Jake says, "Hey man, how are you doing? Let's catch up." And I was like, I owe that guy a lot for my success because I followed him. I learned from him, and he about a year ago, I called him. I mean, he was busy, and he said, "I'll call you back." And I said, "Hey Jake, I'm thinking about starting a lead gen." And he said, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Well, there's a lot of demand for that." And I said, "I don't have any marketing budget." I said, "How do we get this name out there?" He said, "You should do content, post." I said, "I don't know how. What do you want to do?" I don't want to be one of those people who just show up and give advice at 6 a.m. and say, "Have a great day, do some push-ups," like whatever. And he said, "Well, our team can help you." And so Mackenzie, who was awesome on Jake's team, we would get together like every 2 weeks and just film. Just, you know how it is, just you talk like podcasts, you get micro content. And at the time, I only had 3,000 followers. I was a nobody, right? And so I started doing that, and in that magnetic, like you've got people coming to you and leaving you, like people, screw this guy, I'm out of here, I don't like him, fine. But from 3,000 to 12,000 in 8 months. Um, but it wasn't just the growth. That's nice. It's a vanity metric, but it's also indicative because it's exactly parallel. If you look at the two graphs on our revenue growth, they go like this. They follow each other. And we've never got a link. I mean, we're on the 6th page of Google if you put in TIDAL, because it's Jay-Z's record company. I'm not going to battle with that SEO search. Maybe you can help us, your firm. But nobody's coming to us by finding us on the internet. We're not on G2. We're not on Google. I mean, you have to literally, if you type in demand gen, lead gen, we're nowhere to be found. But on
Yeah.
LinkedIn, we're the number one by a long shot, because no other lead gen or demand gen agency, there's a few out there, are giving advice. And I consider myself a practitioner like you. I'm not someone who's selling you ebooks. Maybe someday I'll teach a course. I have no idea, but I give it away for free because it was given to me by Jake Dunlap and you and others for free. And like you'll post things that they might seem so simple to you, but a lot of people go, "Thank you. I had no idea."
Yeah, I had the same experience. Like
Yeah,
I saw it how Chris is going super simple, and I was on vacation, and when I got back from vacation, I said I'm gonna need to change things and the way I talk about things. I need to simplify everything, and I got
everything.
6,000 followers in 3 months,
Yeah.
just based of that mindset change.
We all want simple, right? I mean, we all think, "Oh, I know so much. I can tell them," and their heads are spinning. While you're surfing around LinkedIn Sales Nav, just they're just going, "I don't even know what you're doing." And I just always say, "Oh, okay. Well, let's start here. Here's how you log in." And you go to one person's profile, and then I say, "Now pull out the Zoom Info Chrome extension," and they go, "Wow." I'm like, "All right, now let's go to the company and the organization." And there's "Oh my God." Like, and now you go, "Okay, that's enough for today." It's like Mr. Miyagi with Karate Kid, right? That's enough. And then you got to teach them a little bit more. And I know with your people, when you hire them, like LinkedIn's been amazing for growth for us. Teaching that to other people is hard.
Hmm.
Um, And so what we've done is this. It's real simple. Is so we create organic content. I write 90% of mine now on my own, just because whatever. That's just what I do. But for our clients, what we've done is a lot of founders and co-founders will they're on that borderline, and I'm sure you get this question all the time, like, how do I do the LinkedIn thing? They're never going to do it on their own. You just know it. They can't even make one post because they don't want to look dumb or stupid or say the wrong thing. I said, and you know this, if you invest in LinkedIn, like for example, $5,000 a month, we will write all your content and we will help you go outbound to connect with your ICP. And we're not going to pitch them. We're not going to do a pitch slap. We're not going to come in and in the face. We just say nothing. We engage, we follow. It's real human beings. There's no automation for us. We don't use automation on as you know, it's each person can do whatever they want. We choose not to. We have humans who sit there all day and they're just typing on behalf of founders and CEOs because they're busy running a company. But we're in the background having conversations with their prospects, setting the appointment, the meeting with them as them. Nobody would ever know the difference. Just like if you didn't post like you post something someone else wrote for you and it sounds like you, they would never know the difference.
Exactly.
And if people think that's inauthentic, tough shit. Sorry. Like, we're busy. We can't just sit around and do everything. We have to run companies. So we do that service now for other people. And that's actually, I mean, that's going to be everywhere we grow in 2022. We're going all in on that while we secure our base demand of that big, heavy base of outbound customers. We don't want to grow that anymore. We're going to keep it right there. But we're going to double our growth and go to 8 million in 2022 by helping people with LinkedIn. And there's awesome companies, Scaled, Refine Labs. I mean, there's so many good companies that can help people. And I always say, great, if we're the right fit, go with me. If not, go with Funky Marketing. If not, go with Scaled. If not, go with Refine Labs. And honestly, between those four, that's about as big as my referral base would go right now in terms of the people I think I can trust to go, they'll do a good job. And that's
Yeah.
important for your clients to have access to those other companies because most of them wouldn't know you, but then they get introduced to you from us. Now they're going to see you in their feed every day. I always say this, and then I'll shut up. A phone call and an email is you make the call, you hit voicemail, you hit the email, they goes to spam. It's like it never existed. If you connect with somebody on LinkedIn, every time you post, you are now front page of their newspaper for the rest of their life. Think about that. Why would you even why would you not do it? I don't get it. It's you can do it for yourself for free. You can hire a company like Funky Marketing or us, and we can help you. If you're really smart, you hire TIDAL and Funky Marketing to get a demand gen and an outbound presence together. And then if you do LinkedIn, digital marketing, and outbound, you will crush the market. And everybody knows it, but everybody goes, I'll just hire some people. We'll do it on our own. I go, good luck.
Yeah, I see lots of comments from like when companies are asking us, do you do that part which is organic and creates the brand, and you do advertising, distributing content, those kind of stuff. So yeah, and then they measure the expenses. I mean, it's not the
Mm-hmm.
choice. You need to do both, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not like these ads are like more expensive than the branding, but then you need to create the content, you need to create all those stuff, then I need to
Mm-hmm.
explain, because people don't look at the cost, like, okay, we are not paying for the ads, and that
Mm-hmm.
means the costs are lower. They're not.
Yeah.
There are all kind of other stuff in it involved. And like, for example, one thing that I see all the time is like companies don't want us to get into analyzing things before we suggest the strategy or go with anything. Like, can you just do
Mm-hmm.
content, or can you just do the ads? We can't. We don't know what's actually happening. We don't know
Yeah.
what have you been doing, who is converting, why those people are converting, how they are different than the others.
Mm-hmm.
When we know those answers, then we can know, how those people are actually buying,
Yeah.
what's the buying circle look like, what are the touch points, and then we can draw the pattern, and see
Mm-hmm.
what's happening, how we can get them to convert. But without
Mm-hmm.
that, we would just like shoot in the dark and be like any other marketing agency out there. Most of them are just doing the
Mm-hmm.
same things for everybody.
So the other agencies, you made a great point. So everybody wants the shiny new car, right? They want to give you money and go, thank you, I've got this new thing. It feels so good. But that feeling wears off in like 3 days, 4 days, and it starts to not smell new. You bring it to the car wash every day the first 2 weeks, and you go, my car is amazing. Then you get the bill and you go, oh my God, I hate this car. I hate this car. But I say treat it like taking your kid to swim lessons. If you bring them, you have to pay them to go. And the first time they get in the pool, they can't swim. And they're like, oh my God, I'm having fun. Well, if you keep doing it, 4 weeks later, they're a lot better. 8 weeks later, you're going, oh my God, they can swim laps. And then 2 years later, like, holy shit, they're an Olympic swimmer. I say, so stop treating this like a new car and treat it like we're a really, really advanced kid swimmer. And we're going to progress like this, but we're not going to go like if you just started off and I could give you everything everybody wanted, we'd all be billionaires. I'd never have to work again. Oh yeah, guarantee you this, guarantee you that. Yep, done, done, done. And I've had to temper my own expectations because, as you know, like we're going to do the job that's going to get you the best result. And if we can't do it, then probably nobody can. Because we're all using the same tool sets. There's no
Yeah,
software that you're using that nobody else has access to. It's not like we both have SaaS companies. So I think you've articulated it really well is just set the expectations up front and just say, like if someone came to us for LinkedIn and says, they always ask, how many appointments a month am I going to get with LinkedIn? I say, I have no idea. No idea.
yeah,
But if you actually participate, engage in the comments, then they never do. I'm too busy for that. Well, then you can't get the thing you want as soon as you want it, and we can't do it for you. I mean, we could. You're gonna have to pay us more money. We'd sit and comment on everybody. Like, it's ridiculous because I have to say, like, if you don't understand it, you don't want to participate. I mean, you and I have advanced on LinkedIn to meet other people because we participate, not because we
exactly.
just post and leave all day. It's a full-time freaking job, and I love it. Like, and you're liking stuff and following it, and I mean, that could be 10 hours of my day. And because why? Because that's how we've gotten all of our business.
Exactly. It came
Good.
out of that engagement,
Yeah. Good.
relationships. That's all.
Good. Yeah. Good place to hang out if it's how your business is evolving. So if you take that and throw funky marketing on top, And now you've got digital driving lead gen and demand gen, and you're going outbound, and you're on LinkedIn. You will, I mean, I've said it and every time, and you know this, we know this. Your company will succeed wildly if you're patient enough. You're going to invest, call it 300 to 400 grand a year, but you're probably going to make 5 million. If you've got a good product and if you can close the deals. We can't close them for you. We can't make sure they show up for the appointment. They're still human beings, but you can drive better traffic to qualify and teach them how to treat that. We can get them better prospects. And somewhere they go, well, then why would I need marketing and sales? I go, well, you don't technically. You're paying us to do it. So you can run your company, make new products, make new software, do whatever, but you never once have to think, how are we going to get new business? It's just coming in. You've opened up the valve and it won't shut off. It won't. And you know this. I mean, every morning I wake up to 2 or 3 direct messages. Can we meet? Can we meet? And then good luck ever having personal time back again, because you're going to be in meetings pretty much all day with people who want to learn about what you do.
Exactly. And it's happening. Like I'm looking at the inbox and things like couple of couple of weeks ago I just got a message from a new person. I just say hi. Hey, just wanted to, drop a line and say hi. She said, can we meet? We need a new vendor. And I was like, okay, I gotta invest in it and I gotta see how this exactly happened because that was too fast. And she said,
Yeah.
like we really needed the vendor. So we fired the person who was VP of marketing. So we need somebody to come in and help us with that part. And I was looking at that. I connected with you. Then I saw the message. I went to your post. I see who is engaging. I saw who are the mutual connections. I saw that you have a relevant experience, work with relevant companies, and that's it. That's all I
Yeah.
needed.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. Super simple.
The credibility is right there. That is, that's everything, right? I always say, people say references, and I say, just go to LinkedIn, look at who I'm connected with, and ask them. Just, how's Steve? How's TIDAL? How's Steve? How's TIDAL? You don't need the traditional, like, email me 3 references. And I'm like, oh my God, just, okay. But as I don't think that's going to happen. Resumes are gone. Reference letters are gone. Like, just go to LinkedIn. And if I can see that people are engaging with you that I respect, I'll automatically either assume sometimes, or I'll say, hey, do you like working with Funky Marketing? They're awesome. I'll ask one more person, they're awesome. I'll say, great, let's do business.
Exactly.
Done. I don't need to do the song and dance bullshit of 10 to 12 days and 7 meetings. Like, screw it. Let's get to work, It just accelerates everything. And by the way, I've got 2 minutes before my wife says you have to be
Yeah,
home.
just what I wanted to say.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I'll shut up and let you do your thing. This is fun.
No. Just let's give people something for the end. What's the one message that we can share today with them that they can use?
Okay, so if you think that you're following people like Chris Walker and the 2 people on this show, pick 3 people, apply 1 thing a week. That's it. Not 1 a day, because it's a lot. And take that tip and apply it and measure it. And if it works, keep doing it. Don't add too much. Just try 1 or 2 or 3 things in 2-3 months. And when you see the result, go back and say thank you to that person, not because they deserve a pat on the back, just because you now have to pay it forward. Go teach somebody else what you learned. I'm an old school practitioner, man. I grew up with dirt on my hands on a farm when I was 4 years old. And so you have to teach other people for free. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. Why? Because we all get better for it. I don't need someone to pay me to teach them how to use LinkedIn. I mean, maybe someday I'll do that. But right now I said, great. Everybody who DMs me says, can you meet? I'd love to learn from you. I say, absolutely. Those are my favorite meetings. Because there's no expectation of money. It's just a currency. The currency is knowledge. And so pay it forward, learn and apply. And if you do that, you'll look back and go, I don't know how this all happened, but it's going very well. And that's the gift of LinkedIn. I mean, yeah, you get money. I'm not swimming in money. My company's making money. I've not made a single cent in profit above taking a draw. I've made the least money I've ever made in 14 years doing this, but the end result I know is going to be big. And so by paying it forward, we'll get there. but I'm not counting the cents along the pennies. I'm not tripping over pennies on my way to dimes, nickels, etc. And that's it. Pay it forward. Pay it forward and be respectful and be mindful and treat people with respect and don't be a dick.
So many great things out of that 1 minute, half a minute, however it is. Guys, don't want to get the summary. I recommend that you listen to what we have been talking for these 45 minutes already. And if you have one thing that comes out of it, go to Steven's profile, go to my profile, and send it out. Let
Yeah.
us know what's one thing that you got out of this conversation. Follow Funky Marketing Podcast, Funky Marketing Show. Follow Steven on LinkedIn. Make sure to follow me as well. Why not?
Yeah.
And Steven, thank you so much for being here. We'll repeat that
Thank you.
soon enough. And guys, keep it funky.